my show on the YouTube highway. I got all you need. I'm gonna do it my way. Just listen up now. You can turn it up loud to hear my cool album review. Hold on for the good time. I don't need no sad. I got song for the ages. You be a good or bad. You need the info.
Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, this is Cool Album Reviews, and this is an installment of the start of a series called Let's Talk Music. And this is the show where I talk about things in music that I'm interested in, music-related news, bands, everything like that, and probably some things that I do not agree with, but that's for another show. Today our topic is the Eagles and their decision to keep going after Glenn Frey's death. Glenn Frey died in 2016, and they have decided to keep going. Now, another issue that I want to speak about in this video is their issue with Don Felder. So, to start off, you know, the Eagles are a timeless group. I mean, hundreds of songs that they've probably written over the years, and only a fraction of them, you know, have probably been heard, but the ones that have been heard are timeless. New Kid in Town, Lion Eyes, Tequila Sunrise, Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane. So many great songs. And, you know, they were probably responsible for a lot of the California sound of the early 70s. And it, you know, people really idolized them, and it became like a phenomenon. As Glenn Frey called it, or as they all called it, it was Eagle Mania. And then they, you know, they forged a great path. And after the long run, after they broke up in 1980, the band did not release an album for 28 years or something like that. 27 years, because it was 2007 when Long Road Out of Eden came out. See, Glenn Frey was the matriarch of that band. He was the guy who had the whole idea pretty much, and just, he was a great singer, great songwriter, and great guitar player. When he died in 2016, I thought personally that there would be no more Eagles, and so did they. You know, they were like, we're not gonna do this anymore because Glenn's gone. Then, the next year, it was announced that they were headlining the Classic East and Classic West music festivals with Deacon Frey, Glenn Frey's son, and Vince Gill. Now, here's where we get into a problem for me. Deacon Frey is fantastic. He looks like his dad, you know, a younger version of his dad from this, you know, the 70s. He's got the hair, he's got, you know, and he's got the voice. He can sing these songs very well. But what I don't understand is, why the hell did they get Vince Gill? I mean, I understand he's a good guitar player, that might have been cool. But they're letting Vince Gill sing Glenn Fry's songs instead of his son, Deacon, which I don't understand because I think it should be Deacon stepping in and singing the songs. I don't think Vince Gill should sing the songs because him and Timothy B. Schmidt are pretty much the same. They both have really high voices. Deacon sounds a lot like his dad, in my opinion. I've never seen it live, but I've seen a lot of videos and stuff, and the kid's really good. And I don't feel like they're giving him enough credit for um, his ability. I feel like they're letting Vince Gill take on more of it than him, and that's just not fair. Another problem that I'm having with this is that because of the circumstances, because Glenn died and everybody's getting back together, they should have Don Felder come back. I don't understand this at all. Yeah, maybe there was some disputes, but you know, that's all done now, and I think given the circumstances that Don Henley should forgive Don Felder and let him come back. Um, Actually, I'm going to refer to him as Mr. Henley because he referred to Don Felder as Mr. Felder in the History of the Eagles documentary. So Mr. Henley, in my mind, is an asshole because um, he's holding this grudge that, Felder can't come back because of their past. Well, you'd think that because of the circumstances that he would, and I think that it's wrong in the sense that he's being excluded. Because Don Felder and Joe Walsh had a great blend of guitars, and they were able to really play well together. And it just frustrates me that they can't put their differences aside and get back on the stage. That's where they belong. People want to see Don Felder and Joe Walsh play together again. People want to see that. I want to see that. I've never seen the Eagles live, but I want to see that. What the hell's the problem? I'm trying to figure out what it is that Mr. Henley is holding on to that he can't come back. It doesn't make sense to me. But the Eagles are a very important piece of rock history, and I think that, they're doing a good thing by getting together and keeping the music alive, but I don't think they're going about it in exactly the right way. I mean, if you think about it, Glenn Fry was the Glenn Fry and Don Henley were the two main forces, and half of that is gone. And I honestly feel like him and Deacon should get together over dinner or something and, you know, talk about writing some songs together like him and his dad did. I would love to see that. I would love to see Don Henley and Deacon Fry write an album. That would be so cool. Um, do I think it's gonna happen? No, I really don't. I don't. They're all getting older, and I think they might wrap it up relatively soon. But I do think they should at least get Don Felder back in for a handful of shows. If they decide that they're going to hang it up. I think that Bernie Ledden and Don Felder and everybody should get back together. I know that Bernie Ledden appeared with them on their History of the Eagles tour, which was uh, pretty neat that they were able to put aside their differences and do it. So why can't they do that with Don Felder? It's only fair. Um, Don Henley is just holding on to this for no reason. There's no explanation or reason why. And it's just a bogus pile of crap, in my opinion. But who am I to judge? Maybe there's something else. But I do think that the Eagles are a timeless band and they deserve to be able to get out there and do it. I just don't think that they're doing right by Deacon Fry, and I think that he should be allowed more vocal duty because the kid's really good. The kid can sing the songs with complete confidence, and I don't know. I just don't understand it. I mean, give me your thoughts on it. I want to know like what you think about the whole thing because I don't think it's right. I think that they should give Deacon Fry more lead vocals because he's just that good. Anyway, that about wraps this one up for the first episode of Let's Talk Music here on Cool Album Reviews. Remember, everything you do, do it with passion, and as always, listen to great music.